Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So we have got LF Zenkai for the trunks, the green trunks if you don't remember, who was a forgettable unit on release. I loved his LF animation, but apart from that, it was okay. So now, obviously I'm gonna open up whatchamacallit, Corrupted Mazumasu Zenkai on the other side so I can compare basically how much they have given him and how much have they not given him, because you have to remember one thing. The LF Zenkai, Skid Buu, and Corrupted Mazumasu also had their unique equipments too. So yeah, let's start. This is with fully arts boosted 13,000 and 14 start. So if you want to subtract 13,000, you can to every single stat. Otherwise, there's no need. We'll take it on this. Fully arts boosted 14 start Zenkai buff, Zenkai 7 fully, 297 to strike, 290 to blast, 206 and 205 to blast and strike defense. Okay, the defense is the stats are really good. The main stat is almost touching 300k and the defense is about 200 plus, mid 200. That's actually very good. Honestly, I'm not gonna lie to you. Okay, so he holds a normal strike. His strike has a 50% chance to inflict extreme bleed, which is, I'll say, okay, nothing special honestly at the moment. And his blast is normal, 28 cost blast, 18 cost strike. He needs to have art cost down or something because this is high as shit. Okay, now we'll move on to his blue card. His blue card, let's see. Deal massive slice damage, applies attribute upgrade, minus 30% to sustain damage cut. This is the same as before. He had this before too. I remember this. And applies the following effects to self upon hit, 20% to damage received for opponent, and 100% chance to inflict extreme bleed. This is new, right? Yeah, 20% damage. Yeah, that's new. Green card. Draw an ultimate art cast. Okay, he gets the ultimate twice. Before he only got it once. Okay, so you pop the green, you get an ultimate. Get 15% health back key by 40, 20% damage from 15 timer counts, 30% to ultimate damage cannot be stacked, cancels own attribute downgrades, and cancels enemy buff effect. So let's say you're fighting fusing Vegeta, who they are blue. You switch into him, you use a blast to pop a green. Their tight neutrality will be cancelled, which they get after an opponent switches for a few time accounts. So yeah, it's good, and you get it twice. So the problem is at the moment ultimates don't have much value because almost every single meta unit cancels buff effects. So let's see if they have made it cancelable or not in his stuff. If it cannot be cancelled, then it's good. Now for the ultimate, again you can land it 3 times. Massive impact damage, okay, nothing's changed. Applies the following effects to self upon activation. Okay, so this is on activation. 20% damage, sustained damage cut, this is the same. Nullify endurance for 3 time accounts, same. 100% vanished, before it was 70. Okay, that is very good. 100% complete vanish back, that is very good. I wish they could have given this attribute minus 20% sustained damage cut and endurance effect cannot be cancelled, but okay, because almost everything can be cancelled from this. Now on hit, before he reduces enemy key, okay, before he only reduced the enemy's key by 70, now he reduces the key by 70, gets 2 cards if he has 3 or fewer, and gets a 100% chance to inflict extreme bleed. Okay, basic chip damage. At the moment, the green card has got a decent upgrade. I wish it would have given him cover null too, but it has not. Let's see. Main ability. Draw the ultimate arts. Okay. Restores own health by 30% and key by 50, which has gone up from 25% and 50 key is the same. Go type neutral for 10 time accounts. It can be cancelled unfortunately. 50% to ultimate damage. Okay, same as before. Minus 30% to sustain damage cut. Same as before. Cover null for 5 time accounts. Okay. 5 time accounts is a bit short. Interesting. Okay. Z ability is the same. Zenkai ability is hybrid Saiyan, which is very weird. It should have been future. Like, he doesn't even Zenkai buff the whatchamacallit, transforming Vegeta. Like, I don't really understand this. 20% to damage against Frieza Force. This is a very good tag, isn't it? Frieza Force. Like, what the hell is Legends thinking? Sure, 20% damage, which is useless at the moment. 110, like the only unit which you're gonna see is either Ultra Golden Frieza or the new tag Cell in Frieza. Even both of them aren't used enough for this to be viable enough. 20% damage against them. Okay, so 110% damage, which has gone up from 90, 70% damage reduction, which has gone up from 60. That is really good. 50% key recovery, same. So he starts with 110% damage inflicted, which is very good. Now whenever he's faced with an enemy, basically when you come in or the enemy switches, you get 30 key, good. 20% damage, very good. So basically 130% damage is base, minus 3 to own arts cost of 5 time accounts. Okay, so he does have an arts cost. Minus 3, so his strike will be at 50. Interesting. Okay, 15. Okay. With key recovery, okay. Minus 30% to critical hit rate for enemies. This was because of Super Saiyan Bardock running rampant after his Zenkai and Ultra Super Saiyan Gogeta and stuff. Okay, cool. That's good. Applies the following effect to self every time this character uses a strike or blast arts. Randomly draws one card, activates twice. Okay, this is the same as before. And 20% damage activates 3 times. This has went up from 10% activates 6 times. So basically now you only need to use a strike or a blast. Okay, 3 times and you will get his peak damage, which is 60 from here, 20 from here, 80, 190% base. If you're not pricing a Frieza Force, which you're not gonna fight a Frieza Force. Blast cover change comboable with the blue. It's good, you don't have a lot of blast cover change at the moment on the future side. Following effects occur when enemy switches character while this character is on the battlefield. Okay. He goes type neutral defensively for 5 time accounts. We had that before. Shorten LS subcon by 2, that is new. Inflict enemy with minus 20% to blue card ultimate and awaken arts power for 5 time accounts. Okay, interesting. Inflict enemy with minus 30% to health restoration for 15 time accounts. This is good too. This is especially useful against tag units because whenever they tag out, they switch, they get their health back. This affects them getting their health back. Okay. Now comes a tag specific restriction. The following effects occur when enemy tag switches. This was to counter the tag androids because they were busted. There was no countering them, and even this did not help them be countered. Like, he was so bad, Trunks on release. Like, he was good, but nothing special, and he did not stop them. Now, the following effects occur when enemy tag switches. Okay, while the character is on the battlefield. 25% damage against PO. Who are the current meta relevant PO? Turles. You see Turles a lot. Turles is only PO who's meta relevant, isn't he? CMZ sometimes, baby. Okay. Activates 1, reduces enemy key by 40, which is good. And destroys 1 card. So basically they are not getting any key. And if the opponent is PO and Android tag androids, he seals their blue card and green cards for 15 time accounts. All of this is the same, nothing has changed. Okay. The following, so if you're fighting a PO character, you have what, 215% damage inflicted, which is okay, not bad. Now the following effects occur when this character is switched to standby. 10% health back, which is good. The fate changing messenger, new unique abilities, okay. Short unknown subcon by 2. Does he have endurance for this? Activist 3 times. 10% damage to allies. Oh, support. That's good. 20%. So okay, after you switch out twice, he's giving 20% damage to allies and himself, by the way. So he has it what? I'm not gonna count the 25% against PO. So he is at 190 plus 20. He is at 210. Okay. Applies the following effect to self when an enemy vanishes. Okay. Randomly destroy one of their cards and inflict them in -1 to arts card draw speed for 5 level. This is okay. This is a decent disrupt. Okay, once he enters the battlefield, another buff, 25% to own key recovery. He already has 50%, which cannot be cancelled. Gets card draw speed for 10 time accounts, can be cancelled sadly, but okay. Randomly destroys one enemy card, inflict enemy with -15% to strike and blast arts power. Decent. Now, once he uses an arts card, he gets governor for 5 time accounts and applies buff effect nearly 5. Oh, so he cannot reduce his key. You can destroy his card, but you cannot reduce his key. So he has what? 20% from here. Not going to count this at the moment. 20, 60. Okay. 80, 80, 100. 210% damage inflicted. If you're fighting a powerful opponent, 210 becomes what? But this is only if the enemy switches tag switch. If they don't have a tag switch, this won't be activated. So this is a very restrict. So basically you're going to be at around 210% damage inflicted. With these stats, 70% damage reduction. They have removed the one thing which he had before, which was if the enemy switches character, he get 10% extra damage reduction. Okay. Let's think now. If I've opened up CMZ's kit and I'm calculating his basically stats of Zenkai. So CMZ also had around 220% damage, but he had 50% to extra strike, cast damage once he enters the battlefield, and critical hit rate. He will hit hard. Like I don't know how hard he'll hit. He'll be decent enough. I can see him being in the 10 to 7 range. Honestly, on the tier list, I think he can be there. I'll have to see him in game because the problem is his kit doesn't really shout to you, oh wow, I'm top 5, I'm top 4. He could be top 5, top 4, top 3, but you will have to see in game because he has good stats, but 70% damage reduction. He'll tank okayish, decent okayish. I'm not gonna say he's gonna be the best tank. He is inflicting them with arch power down, strike, and blue card and ultimate and stuff. He doesn't have endurance. He doesn't have a way to switch out if an opponent uses a big move against him. No type neutrality apart from the main ability offensively. Defensively, he gets type neutral when an enemy switches, but it's only for 5 time accounts. And nowadays, combo goes on for at least 15 time accounts after Vegeta. So I'm not sure. We'll see. Again, he is in the 10 to 7 range, but on PvP, once I use him, he can be better than that. A lot better than that. We've also got a new free-to-play Trunks, I believe. There he is. He is purple. He is range type, okay. 261 to strike, 271 to blast, 170, mid 170s to both defenses. Again, this does not include the title boost and has arts boost, so you can subtract 8,000. So basically mid 250s and mid 260s to both offenses. He's a range type, so obviously he has a decent enough jump on the blast attack, and mid 160s to high. Okay, defenses, decent stats, nothing special. Key recovery on strike. Okay, key recovery on blast. He holds strike and blast, which destroy the enemy's cards. Okay. Final flash, massive impact damage, 20% damage received for enemies after it lands. Okay. Okay, no, so it's on activation. Now, after it lands, it shortens LSF one by 2, reduces enemy key by 50. Okay, decent, nothing special. Green card. Randomly draws 1 card, good start. 50 key, very good start. 20% damage, okay. Inflict enemy with plus 20% damage save, even more damage save debuffs. And minus 30% to key recovery, which can be decently annoying. Blue card, Burning Vengeful Heart. Wow. Blue card arts next. He gets a blue card, 15% health, key by 50, 90% to blue card damage, minus 20% to blue card cost, 50% to critical hit rate. Cancels on attribute downgrades and normal condition. If the enemy cannot cancel buff effects on the blue card, this blue card will hit like a truck after popping this main ability. Z ability. Future event exclusive weapon wielder, blast attack and defense, 33%. Okay. Now one applies the following effect to self when battle start. 100% damage, 70% damage reduction. 70% is good for free to play. 60% to key recovery. Obviously not good enough, but for free to play it's good enough. Now once he enters the battlefield, he gets 1 card. Oh wow, when he has 3 of you, which is good. Okay, this 20 key. 20 key is a bit less. You'll be only able to use 1 card if you don't have enough key. 70% damage, basically 170% damage at the start. Another debuff to enemy, minus 10% to strike and blast charge, but this is to all enemies. And minus 20% to blue ultimate and awaken us to all enemies, so 5 time accounts for both. Now, according to the applies the following effect to self according to the number of time accounts elapsed from the battle starts. So if 20 time accounts have elapsed, you get 20% additional damage, which brings it to 190. If 40 time accounts, it goes to 200% damage and 20% to health restoration. And if 60 time accounts are passed, 40% to... Oh wow, if 60 time accounts have elapsed, it gets 20% key recovery and gets 20% health back. Okay, this is a... We'll see if we can last 60 time accounts. If we can, this is very good. 200% damage, 20% health restoration, 20% key recovery, and get 20% health back. Very good. Now, when enemy changes cover, he destroys one of their cards and reduces their key by 20. What? This doesn't make any sense because you're comboing, so it doesn't really matter what you do to the enemy when changing cover. Okay, it's a randomly. Okay, I don't think this has much value if I'm reading it right. The following effects occur every time when hit with an enemy's arts attack. 5% health back activates twice, it resets after you switch out. Type neutral defensively for 10 time accounts, again resets after you switch out. This is good every time, right? Yeah. So every time an enemy hits you, you inflict all the enemies with plus 5 to arts cost for 3 time accounts, which can stack up so that they can't combo for long. That is a very good. This is a very good one. Inflict all enemy with plus 5. Okay. Now applies a following effect to self every time another battle member is hit. 20% damage. This is Beast Gohan, the transforming Beast Gohan's ability. And gets Governor for 15 time accounts. Why does he get 15 time accounts and the LF Zenkai gets only 5 time accounts? Okay. Shortens one subcon by 1, which has no limit. So he can come back really quickly too. Nice. He is a good free to play unit. Following effects occur if one remaining health is 50% or below after being hit by. So after he is hit, if his health is 50% or below, he gets 30% health back, 30% more damage, finally gets card draw speed, increases Dragon Ball by 1, shorten LS up by 5. Okay. Now, if you have a future event exclusive or weapon builder battle member, apart from himself, he gets these additional buffs once he enters the battlefield, which are 5% health, which will be 10%, 20% damage, which will be 40%, minus 6 to arts cost. Oh, wow. Let's say you have a full future team or a weapon builder. Let's see. You get 10% health back, 40% damage from here. After your health reaches 50% or below, you get 30% damage. So you're basically at what? 70% from just this. Now, if another battle member is hit and you come in, 90% damage. Okay, looking good. 90% now. If 60 time accounts have elapsed, 90% goes to 110, 120% damage. Now, at the start of the battle, wait, how much? 20, 10, 30. Wait, really? I'm at 50, 80. Okay, 120%. Huh, 190. Wait, that doesn't make sense. I'm reading it so wrong. I'm messing somewhere up. 100% damage at the start, which goes to 170. 60 time accounts have elapsed. 170 becomes 200. No, I'm not reading it wrong. 200 becomes 220%. 20% becomes, okay, 200, 220, 250. Really? He has 290% damage inflicted. At his peak, he's at 290% damage inflicted. Okay, he is looking good. 70% damage reduction. Okay, that's good. I thought I read it wrong because of 290%. That's a bit too much. Okay. Hey, we'll see how well it performs. Do we have any unique equipment? Yeah, at unique. We did get this co-op one. Data updated returning title screen. What the hell, legends? Oh, we're also getting the new PvP mode if you don't know. If this opens up, let's see it load. PvP mode, the tri-arena mode. So yeah, we look forward to it. Ultra Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta is returning too. Let's download this. Ultra Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta is returning. So yeah, a lot of stuff is happening over here. We are getting a new raid. So if Ultra Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta is returning, it might hint for part 2 being GT and game originals. I don't know. Or it could be just a random bait. But I believe the bait would be Turles, not Ultra Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta. Like, okay, whatever. Now let's see the equipment. Okay, future strike defense, blast attack 12%. Okay, so you get 25% to strike defense, 12% to blast attack, and if you have a full future team, you get 13.5% raw blast defense, pure blast defense, same to strike. This is a good equip. I just wanted the first slot to give health and health restoration or something like that. Okay, not a bad equip. I don't know if they are better equipments for future or not. I think they are. So this is it. Ultra Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta is returning. So is the new Tri-Arena PvP mode returning. We have seen the breakdown of the 2 new units. Trunks look good. Free to play Trunks looks really good. I'm actually impressed. LF Zenkai one, he is in the 8 to 10 range. Sadly, he won't be in my tier list because I made the video before and it's going to be uploaded today after 6-7 hours. So yeah, thank you all for watching. Please like, share, subscribe. I'll see you all in the next one and goodbye.